this shit crazy. I make it look good. I make it look good. Gotta make it happen any way that I could. I know.
Welcome to Talk of Yorke, bro. What's going on here with the young entrepreneur, young producer? How do you clarify yourself?
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever you want to clarify me as.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice. Not giving too much away. So you sort of just you sit behind the laptop and just work your magic, basically.
Yeah, or most of it's just like on the phone with people from just that I work with and stuff, just having a chat.
That's crazy. And you go by like what's your you got your Instagram name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Produced by O.
Yeah, I don't know what I go by. So
yeah. Are you trying to keep that you trying to keep sort of a bit of an alias happening and stuff? I suppose because you're a young fella, it's probably like a smart move, really.
I'm not too sure because I want to show myself more. Like I've had advice from a lot of people saying that I should.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more about getting the opportunity to be able to take photos and stuff because I'm always in school and yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. So I guess the reason I thought it'd be like an interesting conversation and stuff is because I think you've got a bit of a buzz. Like in Adelaide, like there's a certain few people I've spoken to who are like, yeah, this guy, man, like he's doing
oh,
shit.
Really?
Yeah, totally, man. Like people definitely know of you, and we were just talking before with Mark, the old boy. He's there too. Don't worry, guys. He's sitting here watching. Yeah, it's just been good to sort of see that buzz sort of starting to generate for a young lad like yourself, who's really just grabbing the bull by the horns, I suppose. Like,
yeah. When
did you decide that you wanted to do music? Like,
look, so I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to be a rapper because I saw one of the music videos and I was like, yeah, I really want his chain.
Yeah.
But then I realised like I can't be a rapper because I'm off beat, blah blah blah, all this other stuff.
Come on, bro, you can be like Blueface, bro.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and also I had to realise I had to pay for beats. I'm like, so I started making my own ones, and I enjoyed that more and just followed it.
Right. So you initially started making beats more so that you didn't have to pay so much money for beats, because they can be pretty expensive.
Yeah, if you go to somebody that's real established and could be upwards of 2K.
Yeah, exactly, for an exclusive license. Right, so you started out just doing it to more back yourself in.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with me. I wanted to play guitar because I didn't want to be a guitarist, but I was a singer, and I was I just wanted something to sing along to and shit. But then it sort of just builds and builds and builds and what you just fell in love with it,
I just did it every day and just started doing it. It was just like a lot of people they have video games and stuff that was my video game. Like everybody was playing Call of Duty and stuff, so I was making beats and
headphones are in, you're in the zone.
Yeah.
Just listening to the sounds.
Yeah, it's just it's an easier way to escape because when you're playing the games and stuff, you're still so stressed out, whereas that's easy to relieve. Yeah, because you're just if you're playing Call of Duty, you're like
people are killing you, campers and that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that was your way of it was just de-stressing and meditation in a way.
Yeah. Just a peace and quiet.
Hell yeah, dude. So when did you figure out you're like, I'm not gonna be a rapper? Did someone say to you man?
No,
or you were just self-aware and
I was just somewhere I'm like, no, this ain't it.
Yeah, right. This ain't it.
This ain't it. And I was 13 at the time. I was
right. Facts. That's crazy because I feel like so many people could really use a bit of that self-awareness.
Yeah.
And this is what you were 12 probably when you were
something like that, 13.
When you were nah, it ain't happening that way.
No, I've had lots of people in my DMs I'll still support them and keep saying chase your dreams because you never know, that person could be massive one day.
You never know.
Yeah.
Kid Leroy was apparently people say that he used to rap. He was full Aussie rap.
Yeah.
Because he was in Adelaide at one point, right? And he was full Aussie rap, this, that, and the other. And I know people who were there watching his shows back in the day, and they said they were laughing at him because he was just that whack. But also, it was weird because they said he was I'm gonna be huge. He always knew it.
Yeah, it was something about, because I've always seen the videos of him and this fella in the hills when they always did their shows and stuff. I always seen stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's one person I really want to work with because
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's just two young Aussies, I guess.
Dream collab, really.
Yeah. Right.
So you just had that self-awareness. I think that's important, man. Because and I love that you support people's dreams. But you're right. You never know, man. You could be laughing at Kid Leroy, and a couple of years later, it's the biggest thing ever, or whatever, right?
Yeah, I'm annoyed because I followed him at I think 12,000 followers. He didn't even read my DM, and I was just watching him just grow. I'm like,
yeah. You probably didn't even see it, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
But I understand where he comes from because even now it's hard to keep up with all the messages and stuff like that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you're getting a fair few people hitting you up for beats and
stuff
stuff like that.
Yeah, not even that, just saying keep going and stuff I see them. It's just I'll either be in school or something, I won't have, you know, the opportunity to respond.
Totally. I think it's interesting though, just like to even touch more on like the self-awareness, like the fact that you were like able to at such a young age, you know what I mean? Because I feel like at a young age, a lot of people like they're so full of dreams, which is so good, and I love that. And I'm still chasing my dream now. I'm 26, you know, so I think dreams are so good. But the fact that you were able to like not just go, nah, I don't care what anyone says, like even like you knew that it was not going to work that way. Like I just think and then what, you started doing beats and you felt like you had a natural knack for beats, like
yeah, it wasn't actually even me who was saying, it was Dad who was like, I was just playing out loud, and then Dad just came over and saying, did you make this? I'm like, yeah, and then he was just like, oh, this is good. And so then I heard him talking to Mum one time saying that I don't know where it just was good, so I was like, oh, so I'll keep doing it.
Killer, shout out to the man, support your parents. So you've always felt that support and that from your parents?
Yeah, 100%.
100%, man. Oh, that's gangster, bro. And so, how did you start to build like momentum? Maybe we'll start like with how you started to like build a little bit of momentum as far as, you know, obviously you're at a point now where you're working with all these American artists and it's pretty hectic. And we were talking to you that before, and he was saying like you don't even know how to really navigate that because, you know, like you're this young lad and you got all these American artists like DMing you, and it's a new world that we live in. It's sort of crazy. But how did that start to build? Like, so what, you're making beats for yourself, and at some point you go, nah, that's whack.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna put. Like the first day I made my Instagram account, I don't know how I didn't. I just posted a story. Like, you know how stories time through hashtags and stuff. I still got views on it, and somebody hit me up asking for a beat from that. I'm like, well, that was quick, and it was from America, so I sold it. And it took like 6 months for him to pay, but he still paid.
Right.
But
6 months, dude. Welcome to being an artist, eh? Yeah. You've been chasing those coins.
But regardless, he still paid. I'm like, you know, if I can replicate this and like. Maybe,
and you're how old? Like 13.
Yeah, 13. Right. And like I said to myself, if I can replicate this 10 times a day, I can be making, what was it again, $1,000 a day, for example. And like, well, this could turn into an actual, you know, what do I call it, like an actual job.
Like a career.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, there'll be more things. Like I'll have streaming royalties. I'll be able to start courses and stuff if I wanted to. And yeah, but as soon as I started posting like type beats on my Instagram, I started hitting up artists, and there was this one person my friend showed me called Lulowski. I hit him up, and then the first day he responded. I was like, yeah, I didn't expect that, because I think it was 80 followers and he had like 30k. And since then, he's been like supporting me and helping me show the ropes and stuff like that. Just been like my big brother in the industry, sort of stuff like that, telling me that I need to do such things and, you know, how to act, and you know what I mean? Yeah.
Gangster. And so is he just a rapper? Or?
Yeah, he's a rapper. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's signed as well, so that helped. Like he was signing in between the times I hit him up first and something like that, but I'm not too sure on that.
Yeah, so you were like helping him out with beats and stuff?
Yeah.
And he was like helping you out with the game and shit like that?
Yeah, he was like giving me advice left, right and centre.
That's awesome, bro. And then that led to more opportunities to more artists?
Yeah, because from that I was able to show like, oh, this is him, and he like really stuck his neck out for me like a few times, like put me in front of artists and like YouTubers and stuff, like just having him follow me was able to get people to respond to me stuff.
It's interesting. I was having a conversation with do you know Indigo Merkaba?
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, and we were talking about how like it can be really hard because there's so much stuff online. There's so many artists, there's so much music out there, there's so many producers, as you know, like there's so many beats out there. And how the hell do you get like, you know, rise above the noise a little bit and get spotted out? And what he said is that, you know, what really works for him is sometimes you got to get a bigger artist to help put you on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If you
it's
can...
not necessarily asking for a handout, it's just like helping them along the way.
No, it's just creating like relationships and friendships with people. And because if you're in the scene, do you know what I mean? You're gonna build relationships with other artists. And then if you just so happen, like if you try and do something for them, they might do something for you. You know what I mean? Like
and a lot of people like that. Like that's the only people I'd like to stay working with. Like I won't work with somebody if I don't feel that they're a good person. As dumb as it sounds, as big as they are, you know what I mean? Like if I don't feel like they're gonna be like loyal and true to their word and stuff, I'm not gonna like work with them as much. You know what I mean? That's why I like enjoy working with like smaller artists where I could be on the phone a lot of the time with them. Whereas if I was trying to aim for people with like big followings and stuff like that, and maybe getting like 1 or 2 placements every month, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh shit. So what does your week sort of look like now? So obviously you started making beats, started like networking, happened to be able to network and make connections with, you know, some bigger names who are able to like lift you up to the point now where you got an album coming out in a couple of days and like doing all this crazy, and what, that's just full of features?
Yeah, it's always going to be full of features. It's just like most of them are smaller artists, and that's why I like help building them up so they, because a lot of people like they're smaller really deserve to be like up there, like.
Oh yeah.
You know the 645 AR dude, like how did he sign a record deal? Like,
yeah, there's some whack stuff going on in the industry with that, and I think some like, what do you think that is? Like, what do you think that happens?
just because like it's the TikTok stuff. If he keeps making songs that blow up on TikTok, the label gonna make that money back.
Right, TikTok's huge with that sort of stuff. Hey, it just comes down to money. It's not always about talent or.
That's the thing, and that's what I want to end up doing in like the future is have my own label, and next year I'm gonna do a management company and just manage people to get them with the labels and stuff.
Beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
And that's like really giving back to the culture at that point as well. Like you're really starting to give back. I love that. I love, especially like younger generations coming through, wanting to like give back. I think that's so damn important. There's like a whole wave of it these days, though. Eh? Like
it's well, there's a good and bad because there's sometimes like people that are really into like taking, whereas it's just like, well, if you're like that, sooner or later, karma's gonna come after you, and you're gonna be on your ass.
Yeah, that's right. And that bloke helped you out, right? Like this guy helped you out, so it's almost like you pay it forward now and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does your week look now? Like you pretty flat out and stuff?
Oh no, I wouldn't see it as that. Well, I'll have a lot of stuff to do because I've got school assignments and stuff. I've got I had to plan promotion. I have to do promotion for 3 or 4 artists, and I'm about to pick up a 5th soon, hopefully.
So when you say pick up an artist, like what is that?
Like help manage them and stuff like that, help with their promotion and stuff, getting them on Spotify playlists, helping them run ads and stuff, all this sort of
stuff. So you do all that too?
Yeah, just for them. And just stuff like that, and it's like the music industry is like, I'd say 20% music and then the rest is promotion and business sort of side of it.
So much marketing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like really like, that's why you see like the biggest labels. It's like why I think people like Atlantic Records are thriving, because they've got the most money to spend. And they've got lots of little labels underneath them that's also generating them income as well.
Right, it's like McDonald's. It's sort of like everyone knows they're doing messed up stuff, but they can get away with it because they've just been marketing to everyone for so long.
Yeah.
Like when you're hungry for some fast food, you just think Macca's, right? Like
exactly, you just go Macca's.
And it's, I guess it's like these younger artists as well. It's like there's probably lots of other labels out there, but when they think of big labels they want to sign with and get a big advance or whatever, and kick it off, they think of these big names.
That's what I'm trying to get. Like I've got a few artists talking like smaller labels. That's what I'm aiming for.
Right.
Because like I want to get them with like smaller labels, and then they get that like big funding boost, and and then they've always said to me that they're gonna like take a teeny bit for their pockets just to, so that they're comfortable, and then the rest just flat out is promotion to get the label's money back, so then he's independent again. Right.
So you're more interested in working with labels that are also maybe like not looking to do 360s and stuff like that?
360s I used to think were good because I thought it always came back to you because it's a 360. But it's like, I guess not, because most of the time they just own your masters, and at the end of it,
maybe even explain to people like what a 360 is.
All I know is it's really like it's meant to look like it's coming back to you, but it's just like they're really just owning your masters and just dogging you and
everything.
They just own you. They can do whatever they want. Like they can put, if they wanted to, they could really put your face on like, on anything. If they wanted to like really fuck you over, they could put you on the face of something else.
Literally. A weird thing with that is like some artists who use their own name, because a lot of artists obviously run with a moniker or whatever. But if you like use your own name as an artist, and then like you sign some 360 deal, they literally own your name. So even if like you know what I mean, like you could finish up or whatever, and you want to go do something else, and you want to use your own name to promote a product, they're like, no, you can't do that. We own your name. As a product. Now, that's crazy. So how do you see that? Like how do you, like you're young, obviously, you're a young lad, so you're part of the new wave, and do you see it all moving, away from like massive labels and stuff? Like it feels like people are talking about it a bit more.
Especially with when Kanye West had his run.
Do you see when he peed on his Grammy, bro? Do you see that picture?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, he's definitely having...
That was hilarious.
He's definitely not right at the moment, but like he was saying some truth, because it just really depends, because if like some people are artists and they're trying to pay for promotion, they could be really down bad and have like negatives to their name. That's why they need to sign to get their money up.
Exactly.
It just really depends on the person's situation.
And you can always say no, you know what I mean? That's the thing, is like, it's not like anyone's forcing anyone to sign a contract or anything like that, you know? But I guess some of the things that they talk about is that they might go to a kid, who's, their mum's sick, or, like, he's trying to rap together the hood or whatever like that. Here's $1 million, like,
that's what they did.
What kid's going to say no?
I'm pretty sure that's what they did to Tass Hatter. I think I saw in an interview, like, he got in a really bad deal and it took forever to try and get out.
Right.
And then he ended up making internet money.
Yeah, right.
And just becoming massive.
Neck minute.
Yeah, it worked out in a way, but like it's not going to work out 100% of the time.
Did you see the thing that Frank Ocean did or whatever? Did you hear about that one?
No.
That was like a big one, I think a fair few years ago. I'm probably going to butcher it a bit, but it was basically he was with his label and he had enough of his label and he wanted to go independent and stuff, and he had an album that he'd worked on secretly, and then he dropped like a crappy album that he just didn't care about
That's what
to like fulfill his bloody contract, and then drop the real album under his own.
That's actually what I've been saying. Like every of my artists have been discussing. If like we are under a deal and we're deciding if we want to try and get out as quick as possible, or if we're just trying to just chilling with them sort of.
Right.
Thing.
So you're teaming up with these guys.
Yeah, 100%.
So again, to go back to like what does that? What do you classify that as? Like business partner or
just friendships and relationships and stuff, because
just helping each other out?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, literally.
I don't like to put labels on it because it's not really labels.
Yeah.
It's just
It doesn't need to have labels. You just help each other out where you can.
No, because it really just did start off as a friendship, but then when I started trying to like really focus and go, if I want to make it happen, I need to find ways to do it. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, because people aren't inclined. Like for example, just by the features and stuff. Just because I have the feature on there doesn't mean they're going to go to your profile, you know what I mean? So I need to replicate it for them as well, so then they actually get the same amount of things, I guess.
So you can funnel the actual traffic.
Yeah, so then everybody's going up at once, so I can get them all signed, you know what I mean? Like if somebody's closer to, like, this is like a metaphor, I don't even know if it's a metaphor, but yeah.
Yeah, go on.
It's
still in school, guys.
Yeah.
It's still in school.
If somebody else is closer in your circle that's closer to the ring, pass on the ball. Like if somebody else is closer to signing, don't be selfish. Let them go for it first. Because I guarantee you, if you're going to help them, they're going to help you back.
Yeah, it's super important. And so for you, what's like a big end goal? Obviously, like label and all that sort of stuff. But what does success look like to you? Because you seem like it's less about money and stuff right now, and it's more about just having something genuine, something authentic, and really. Obviously, you want to make money as well.
Yeah.
You definitely want to make money, but that's like not the big end goal.
No,
or maybe
it's as long as I can keep paying for promotions and getting my stuff out there and stuff. Because pretty much every cent I earn goes directly back into putting it to new playlists, blah blah blah, all this other stuff. To get my music up and all this sort of stuff, I'm about to start focusing on Instagram marketing and stuff, getting that, because I want to have my monthly listeners chilling at around parodies now, and then have my Instagram go up a bit as well, because I can't just be sitting there forever. But I don't really have like a clear end goal. All I know is that I want to get everybody that I'm working with signed. I want to work with Kid Leroy, Little Baby, and Adelaide Chopper. Those are the only three people that are really big that I really want to work with. That's it, just getting them up and getting them doing what they want to do, because that's been my
that's love gang, bro. That's love gang.
Like that's the whole thing. It's like I always wanted to do something that, because everybody's like, I want to be this, I want to be that. I'm like, well, shit, I still want to work for myself.
That's it.
Because you don't get time to yourself. Well, you do, but not as much. If I was doing this, I could take days off whenever I wanted, and I can still have stuff coming in.
Yeah. So you'll work for yourself. You're gonna be your own boss.
Yeah.
Take a vacation when you want.
Yeah, do it.
Work with who you want.
Yeah, basically, not even that. It's like I want every day to feel like a vacation.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. That's really awesome, bro. I love the way you're sort of navigating stuff right now. It just feels really organic and natural. What about Instagram? Like, what's your take on like Instagram and like growth and stuff? It feels like it's quite like the algorithm's like not playing ball sometimes, and it's like
I don't know if you saw, but they completely like deleted my Instagram. I was in the shower.
Then what the hell? You said you had to make a second profile. Yeah,
Dan messaged me while I was in the shower. I came out to see my Instagram was fully deleted. I spent an hour trying to get it back. I got it back with just.
Why? What did they say?
I didn't even get an email about it. They just literally took it down, and then I contacted them through the 24/7 chat. It didn't work, so I tried calling their thing. Didn't work, and then I kept trying to I tried about half an hour's worth of just trying to put in the code that they sent to my number, and it finally let me in. So I was like, right, just in case I'm trying to make a second profile, so I still have like some sort of like
presence in that.
Yeah.
What the heck? So that's deleted. It didn't tell you why or anything like that.
No.
Were you freaking out?
I was fully freaked out.
Because that's your business.
That literally.
Like, is that Instagram? Is that like basically the hub of where you operate?
That's literally
a lot of communication and everything.
Because I don't have a B-star, because I like to stay exclusive. That's what Lowski's always told me, stay exclusive.
Yeah.
Like that's why he doesn't have a bunch of features on his thing.
So by stay exclusive, just to clarify, you mean you only have exclusive beats for people?
No,
you
not
don't do
even that.
licensing, or
I do licensing. It's just like I won't post my stuff on YouTube. I won't post my stuff on BeatStars and stuff where like millions of people can buy it. They have to actually like
communicate with you.
Communicate, yeah.
Right, and then you can be more selective of
Yeah.
the types of people who are jumping on your beats.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like, as bad as it sounds, I don't want somebody like I'd rather have somebody that I would listen to on a daily basis on my beat than somebody that's quite shy.
Shit else.
Yeah.
Like but that's where I feel like it looks like you're not so obsessed about the money. Obviously, money's important. You want to build a business. You want to help other artists. You need money to do that. You need to grow your business and stuff. You need money to do that. But like you wouldn't just take a check like from some artist that you didn't think was any good to jump on your beat. Like you want your stuff to have more integrity.
Yeah. Like before, I would have 100% done that, but now it's just more like, well, I'm getting to the point where I just need to like focus and just keep who's in my circle, will keep bringing them up and not just forget about anybody. Yeah. Because like a lot of people, like when they go up, sort of in a way, they forget their roots and like
totally do.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's crazy like the position you're in, like being a young fella, because it's like the world's your oyster right now. And like for me, I'm chasing my music and stuff, and I'm 26 and I'm still chasing it. Yeah. But in a way that I almost feel like that's for my journey, it's better because I had a lot of stuff I had to work through and stuff just to be like a normal, like level-headed human being before I could even think about others and stuff. I was like doing my own shit, but I feel like now that I'm like older, I've got like I know who my friends are. Like I know who like my girlfriend was with me before. Like I got any clout or anything like that, and and hopefully I get more and more. And I can continue to build. But I'll at least know that the person I'm with isn't with me because of that. It could get to a weird position if all of a sudden you're massive and then you've got all these people around. You don't really know who your friends are and stuff. So you care about that, like.
Yeah, look, I don't really mind because I'll just like I don't be like how all these like rappers be buying their friends stuff. I'm like, I'll buy them stuff, but not like what I mean. Like I'll buy them food. Yeah. Canteen like $4. Yeah. Nothing crazy, like not getting your pair of Jordans for no reason type thing. Yeah. Like there's no need for that.
But you know who your real friends are.
Yeah.
And shit, yeah. I think it's really important. So, how did like the kids react at school? Like, do you get that stuff like at school now? Like, what happens, bro? What's it like at recess, bro?
When I first started, I was so shit. I was like, well, I know this is gonna be, but then I was really.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, you knew that you were starting to build stuff, and people were gonna find out about it and that?
I kept it on the down low until I was like decent.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew about it, and then I was like, well, go follow this account. I'm not using this one anymore because it's like my main one. And I got shit on at school, and then people tried because I sold a beat, and then somebody.
Did you get like bullied and shit for it?
Shit, yeah.
Really?
But
why? What happened? Like,
it wasn't.
What they say?
It was like when I was first signing.
That shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's just petty stuff. But
it's just tall poppy syndrome, man. People just like feel insecure when they see someone going for it. You're going for it, bro.
But it was like somebody tried to expose because I sold a beat to some guy and he used it, and some guy tried to say at my school, "Oh, you stole a beat because they did Shazam." Like, well, no, it's my beat because I sold it to them, and they're on the song. They've released it. It's like I haven't stolen it. How can you steal a beat with lyrics in it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, what sort of tech you gotta have, man?
I'm be honest, I'm not that smart,
No, that's it, eh?
Like, I don't know how to do all this special shit.
Yeah, like hacking shit, making vocals disappear and shit.
I don't understand.
So that's almost like a compliment in a way, because it's almost like they just thought it was so good that there's no way that you could have even done it. They're like, what? But you're only like, you're 14 like me or whatever, you're 13 like me, there's no way you can be making music and shit.
Yeah, but now it's different. Now people...
Of course it's different now. People
they're like, they're like asking me stuff like, no, like, I appreciate it and all. I'm not trying to come off as a dickhead or anything.
No, I do. Just tell your story,
It's just like, well, they ask me questions and stuff like, I'll answer. It's just like, I saw how it was before, but it's just been a massive change and stuff. Especially when I've dropped the first song, Irreplaceable. That still got a bit of laughs at school because of like...
That's a banger.
Yeah, but it was catchy and it was...
And who was that fella?
Malik. Yeah.
He's good at that.
He's real good.
Good voice.
Yeah. I think he's 19, 20-ish.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He looks like he could be older than that.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not too sure how old he is, but yeah, that was just a bit of a laugh, you know what I mean? Like, it was catchy, that's why I released it. Like, I was randomly going through my feed because I would post every placement I got. And then I heard that, I'm like, yo, this is good, let me release it because I wanted to release a song. And I did that, and I think it got like it did terrible the first week, but then it started picking up because it got to Discover Weekly, and then it just went up.
And that was through you pushing it for...
Just on this is the thing, I didn't know about promotion, I just put it on Instagram,
Ah.
and then I got up to about 1,000, 2,000 monthly listeners from like having everybody shout me out and stuff, and then I hit an algorithm, went boom to 13k, but then I had a massive drop off to like 3k again because, you know, listeners sometimes don't stick from playlists, like when you get removed it just plummets. Sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, totally.
And I got real discouraged, but I was like, well, I had to stick with the plan and just kept going, and then obviously I've stuck with it, and now I've just been chilling around like 50 to 80,000, and I've been really sitting at 75 to 80 at the moment for the past, I'd say, 3 weeks.
Monthly?
Yeah.
Hard. And so like you working with like Malik and stuff like that, like what's it, maybe break it down a little bit, like what's the process like, because it feels like you're doing quite a fair bit.
Shit,
like,
so with that song it was just...
like you're finding the talent or whatever, you're almost like a talent scout.
In a way, like an A&R.
In some ways too, like an A&R,
Yeah, so with that
so
one...
you do the beat, you mix, master...
No, sometimes I don't mix and master, it's just like with a few people I'll do that.
Yeah.
But with Malik it was just as simple as to send him the beat, and then it was a rush that I wanted to get it out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, nice.
Just because it was that corny then. But
yeah,
the Distro Kid stuff the release, and it released like 5-10 days later, so I kept checking every night. Oh well, didn't release, and then one night it did, so I just posted it, and it was like a week late. That was alright. And then yeah, that one was just that simple. But the rest of the people like Mariota and Kirkland, who I'm always on the phone with, like that's like real. Like we make it on the phone, we just chill. Like sometimes I'll call him and he'll just be sitting playing Call of Duty. You know, have the beats playing in the background, we'll just be talking about the most random shit. And you know what I mean, like Mariota, who was randomly call me in work just to check up on me and stuff like that. Like just stuff like that. It's just like a real family sort of thing. Like we're just trying to help each other build up and stuff. Yeah, and not many people would know this, but Kirkland Jackson's his real name, and his parents were producers for Pharrell Williams and stuff. So he's a musical family. So it's just that he's trying to follow in their footsteps and stuff.
of course.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's really cool. So, and then that leads us to sort of like the sort of current day now, where you've got this album coming out in a couple of days. So like maybe speak on that album and like.
Shit. So I've had that in the works since October. Like I wanted to do it like last year. And I finally released it. Or going to release it.
Well, congratulations, bro. Get it out
Appreciate
there.
that.
Get it done, boy.
But the more I talk to other people as well, it's just like not many people really care about albums as much. It's like just release music. So next year I'm going to focus on singles. I'm trying to do one every month or one every 2 weeks or something like that.
So why did you go to the album then?
Just because I had so much stacked up, I'm like, you know what, I'm not releasing every month and waiting.
So drop a big old project.
Yeah.
Right. I think albums can be good. Like, I think like albums, like if you're gonna, like for me anyway, like I just feel like if you're gonna do an album, like I'm about to drop an EP, but and that's just random songs sort of thing. It's sort of just like and this is maybe similar to what you're doing with this drop. It's sort of like just a random project of just like, here, this is me. But then I think like albums can be good if you can tie a theme into them. Like some albums you listen from top to bottom and the songs will flow a certain way and they'll work together in a certain way.
Yeah, this is what I do with that, because I knew I only wanted to drop stuff that I knew was going to hit wherever. Like I've got song for clubs, I've got song for parties on the beach for summertime, I've got lovey-dovey, heartbreak kid songs. Right. Like I got everything, and it just flows. I got sad, to then transfers to happy, transfers to like angry, gonna beat shit out of somebody's songs.
Wicked.
And then to like the party.
Yeah.
So it all just flows to go from, it's just real balance all the way through. Starts off slow and just builds up.
Gangster. So just a bit of everything really.
Yeah.
It's almost even like a bit of a flex of like, look, I'm just gonna give you a taste of everything that I can do and show you like all the different colours.
That's really what it was, because we're trying to like really show off to a couple of labels right now, especially a couple of artists, and we're just trying to show, you know, we can pull numbers and we can do this. This is why you should, you know, get these people on the roster. Just to show that, you know what I mean, they can pull all these sort of things. Right. And that's really what it is, because that's why I chose to do the album, because the album's the easiest way to get like a fat amount of streams first week and just show that to them like as proof, you know what I mean?
Totally, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I suppose you need evidence and stuff these days when you're looking at labels and stuff. Like everyone's going to say how good they are and shit, but like you need to show that there's an interest in your stuff. You know, they need to see that you can actually do that. Yeah. So how does it work for you as like obviously like you do lots of different things. You're not just a beat maker and stuff. So is part of the idea, like the mutual benefit for you, is that like you're going to help these guys they're gonna help you, and then if they get signed, like then they're gonna like keep working with you, and then that gives you it in as well, or because like as a beat maker, it's like, do people sign beat makers and shit? Like
yeah, they do sign them and stuff like that. I've seen it, but it's not like hefty amounts, like millions. You know what I mean?
Not common and shit. Not as common.
It's not as common. But that's why I really also thought, you know, if I want to sign and get the easy way, I need to start releasing. And I wasn't really thinking that in the start. I just wanted to release it, so then because that's another thing. Like producers get placements, but they might never drop. Like especially with Lil Key and Lil Got It, they've got so many songs with them. They probably won't ever drop. They make like shit tons of songs a day. They probably forget about it. Like some of them are so hard. Like my producer G, he's on my album a couple of times. He has the hardest song with Key. It should have been the last project, but it wasn't. I was annoyed for him because that one's gonna be a heavy hitter. Swear to God. But stuff like that. That's why I was like, you know what, I need to get these out.
Yeah.
To build up my discography and also, you know, catch eyes from everywhere.
Helps build a fan base as well.
Yeah.
So how do you see the American side of things now compared to the Adelaide scene and stuff like that? Like, do you see like Adelaide, like maybe even now starting to pick up a little bit on what you're doing? Do you like Renegade Records and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a little.
She said you're fire on that.
Yeah, I did a little contract with her with sync licensing, so that's gonna be starting very soon.
So she's gonna go get some sync deals and stuff.
Yeah, we're working on that. I just like yesterday or the day before signed the contract. It's all set. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully something happens from that because that'll be easy foot in the door. Because I've got a website idea. I can't have any speak on it because I ain't trying to have. I've looked it up. There's nobody that's done it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, well,
what is it, bro?
Jeez. After the podcast, maybe I'll say. But yeah,
no, you got to keep that heat.
Yeah. So it would cost a bit to set up. That's why I need to get the quick, easy injection.
Right.
But I was looking for like the grants from the government, but the ones that actually like put towards it and what was that, I missed out by like the hair. But there's one grant I got so that we get speakers and mics because we're gonna start streaming and stuff.
Gangster. Who was that?
That was Karklu.
Karklu, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was one of I think 12 people who got it, so I was extremely lucky.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I was looking for grants and stuff that didn't work, so I'm thinking of easy ways to just quickly get the money so I can start this. And after that, it's going to be super easy. All I need is a bunch of ads, and that's it.
Right.
And that's going to be an easy way to fuel money towards the label and the management I want to do.
So you're going to focus on like Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, all that sort of stuff. Do you go YouTube? Like, do you?
If ads when I do this, like,
TikTok and that, or
when I do this, I'm going to do YouTube because YouTube ads are like. If you really get that YouTube fan base and it's really shows your loyalty, they're the most loyal fans ever. Like I've got some people that follow me that come from Lowski, and my God, are they like the most loyal? They're the most engaging. You know what I mean? Like they'll support the most. So that's like, and YouTube promotions cost a hefty amount, but it just depends if you go to the right people. Especially if you go to commentary YouTubers, like they have a really loyal fan base.
Who?
Like commentary YouTubers, like
right.
sit and like the game's going over and they take the piss out of videos, you know what I mean?
Do you do Twitch?
That's what I'm gonna start with.
I'm starting to look at Twitch and I feel like TikTok, like the shine of TikTok is sort of coming off a little bit because there was like the glory days of TikTok. I feel like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was like you could like post anything almost and just get crazy numbers and stuff. Yeah. And you could have 0 followers and get crazy numbers, but I feel like now it's like you still get pretty good engagement compared to like Instagram or whatever for nothing. But I feel like it's. And then with all the government stuff with TikTok and it was going to get banned and all the politics and crap and
I was about to drop like 500 on promotion just for buying TikToks from TikTokers. But because of the uncertainty, I wasn't able to do that for my song Make It Look Good. And I regret doing that because I know I was certain that I would have gone crazy on TikTok because I had a whole idea. But since I'm seeing...
So you say you buy TikTok?
Yeah, you can literally a site you can pay TikTokers just do a song to. Like
so if you're a rapper or a producer or a musician, and they'll just do a dance or they'll do something to it. Right.
So since it's still there, like...
What's that website?
I don't know the name, but I'll send it to you. I think it's like Quick Talk or something like that. Cool, we can pay influencers to do stuff. But yeah, since they haven't taken it down, for my album I'm going to do it for 1 or 2 songs. And just... see how that goes, because I know I had a song that blew up on there with me and Copeland Jackson, In Motion. We didn't even know it was just happening behind the scenes. It happened, got like 3.7 million views in like 3 days or something like that on the TikTok. I'm like, well shit, that didn't. Like I got a random message.
That was easy.
Yeah, I got a random message from one of my people that like I talk to and I work with. Like, yo, your song's up on TikTok. I'm like, what? And I looked at it, 3.7 million views, 300k likes. I'm like, dude.
And that's like on your TikTok profile?
No, that's not on mine. That's on somebody else's.
Right, but with your song?
Yeah. I was like.
And did they tag you like in it?
No, but you can see the sound and stuff, which I reckon, like you can see Kirkner's numbers slowly going up and building up and stuff.
Right, so that translates into actual like streams.
Yeah, especially if you get like, I'd say like a good, like for example, WAP, that blew up on TikTok, that's blown up everywhere because of the lyrics and shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a song that blows up there, like the streams, that's got like, I think 300 million streams in like that long.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Like, TikTok became a real hub for like musicians, eh?
It's a massive like fuel for streams and really breakout artists like Stay Solid, Rocky, Party Girl song. Just
24k, like
24k gold.
He was sort of a TikTok guy, didn't he? Like,
yeah, in a way.
He was probably doing stuff before.
His Instagram numbers are low, but I checked his monthly listeners. Oh my god, he was big. He was bigger than Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Before Juice WRLD passed.
Rest in peace.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. He's like so low key.
Yeah.
But he's doing big.
Like TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? And then Twitch, like, cause I just feel like Twitch might be, it's like this low key thing that might actually, like, I don't know, it still feels like a super underground. Like, obviously for gamers it's not, but there's so much more that Twitch could be than just like for gamers. Like, it's just basically like social media for live streams.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like a Facebook of live streaming.
Yeah.
And you can do anything. And I just feel like slowly I can see people are getting more on Twitch. Like, people are
I'm gonna start doing that. I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna mix songs or just gonna watch reacts and stuff. Because I want to do something like Fly Reacts.
Yeah.
Because I just like watching random shit like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And why not just make videos on it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be easy promotion. Like if one of the videos blows up, I'll get a bunch of views every video. Promote the new song.
Yeah. And then even things like Discord and stuff like that. There's like and like I don't know if it's like Discord's like the new version of Reddit or something like that.
Literally.
Yeah. There's so many things.
One person I think is like going to be massive real soon. DDG, he's a YouTuber. He was a vlogger, but then he's like really improved the music, and he's like a god at promoting stuff. Like he uses that YouTube platform to promote his music, and he got a song with Blueface, and it's going pretty well. Like he's gone. I've seen him go from like 800k monthly to 2 million over like a short period of time. Like it's been really good to see him being able to make this good transition from YouTube, because the people need to really like realise that it's more than just a vlogger, you know what I mean?
He can do more. There's so many YouTubers now who are bringing out songs.
Yeah,
every YouTuber's bringing out a song.
Some are a bit shit, but the ones that are good, like he's been doing music as long as like his channel's been up.
Yeah. And that's those guys I reckon will do it right. The ones who actually were like doing music before and actually love music. But then some people like I don't know, like did you hear like Jake Paul and like those guys dropping stuff and that as well? Yeah. I just don't buy it as much.
No, it's because they were doing stuff with kids, and then Jake Paul was talking about like just pulling up with stainless, you know what I mean? It's like it's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true.
What do you think about that? Like, what do you think about like rappers? Because I just see a massive wave, especially with the young wave and stuff. Because I think like we're so connected now, especially like the American like like influence with hip hop and everything like that, which is sort of massive. And a lot of like youngins coming through and rapping about stuff because it's a vibe, but not necessarily like rapping like same shit, like pulling up with a stainless, whatever, like doing all this, doing all that, and it's like they're not doing those things.
Look,
I support anyone making music. Don't like. I support if you're creative. I fuck with that. Like, you can say whatever. I'll support you as an artist. But like, if you want to know my true opinions about like the lyrical content of what you're doing, I'd much rather hear someone tell a true story, or as opposed to
like I'm more like just there if it's like a good song and it's like easy to just chill there and listen to, like irreplaceable. That's so catchy. It's like an earworm. Like stuff like that, it doesn't really matter about the lyrics. It's just like
the energy, really.
Just bob your head back inside. It's just stuff like that. That's the real stuff that blows up because it's stuck in people's head and they want to play it more. And that's why I always do short songs, because they want to play it again, because it's not. You know what I mean?
And that's sort of hacking the whole Spotify sort of thing as well. It's like something that you're not going to skip and something that people are just going to allow to play through.
Because the stream counts only for 30 seconds of play. I've worked that out.
Right.
And you don't want people to skip and like, oh yeah, I've heard this song. Move on again. It's 4 minutes long, you know what I mean? That's why I always have it like 2 minutes to 3 minutes maximum.
Right.
Like the longest song I think I have is 2 minutes and 52. It's not even out yet.
Right.
Because
that's the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's so short. Like I feel like 2 minutes 30 is like pretty just normal.
Yeah. that's like their sweet spot. But Irreplaceable was 2 minutes. I was really thinking like, well, how am I going to get streams off the ground? Because, you know what I mean, like, just have it on repeat if you're really trying to get up and get in the algorithm. Just have it on repeat on a device whilst you're at work or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's,
just make it 30-second song, bro.
I think, yeah,
And
something
just
like
have
that.
it on repeat, like,
That's
all
the shit that
day.
you can do. That's what I don't understand people can do. If they want to have money to fuel their career, they make like a 30-second song. Like, it can be anything random. Like, I don't do this. I was going to do this, but you know.
Just doing other stuff.
Yeah, I was doing other stuff. You can just have it on repeat whilst you're at work, and I think if you have a 2-minute song, it's 1,000 streams. If you have it on for 24 hours, and if you work that out, it's $5-ish for streams. And if because you're not doing a collaborator, if you're doing like this,
Dude, you're blowing my mind right now because you're making me think about, making me like reassess the whole thing, and it's like, just because someone's got numbers doesn't mean there's heaps of people listening to it. Sometimes they could just have like 10 of their mates, or they could have like 10 devices just repeating all day, and then you look and you go, wow, they've got 10,000 streams.
Like if you see somebody with like 2,000 monthly listeners and 1 million streams, there's something up.
Bruv. Oh man, I'm gonna start hacking stuff after this. This is crazy. Because like, but what's crazy about it is that labels look at that.
Yeah.
Like they don't know. Like a label might look at you as an up and coming artist. They go, oh, you got 20,000 streams on that. And they go, that's cool. That proves that you've got an audience base. Yeah. But really, you've just been putting it on repeat for the last 3 months.
Let me just say this though. Every stream is like, say their song will have 300 million streams. Doesn't mean they have 300 million monthly listeners. No. So that means that they've had 300 million people press play. Not people, just like times it's been press play. But the monthly listeners is how many individual people. Like people at school get confused about that. Right. So because for me, like I look on Instagram, like it's like I don't know what you think about buying fans and all that sort of stuff. But like for me, you're definitely gonna prefer someone who doesn't. You know, you'd much rather sign an artist if you're a label who's like when they've got 50,000 followers and then they've got like really good engagement on their content too. You know, not just someone who's got 50,000 followers and then gets like 3 comments on their shit. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And like maybe because I grew up through Instagram and stuff like that, I can tell, like I can go on someone's page. It's obvious to me. Like I look at someone's page like, oh, they got fake followers and stuff like that. I'm not hating on them, but it's obvious. You know, it's obvious. Yeah, I got followers from the most random people. People saying I got fake followers. Like, no, I've literally got monthly listeners in random places like Kyrgyzstan and stuff. Yeah. So but can you do that as well if you go on like Spotify? Or is Spotify your main thing, or is it Apple Music or like Spotify? Because Apple Music is like you have to pay for it to use it. Yeah. Okay. I use it because like it's just easier. It's on your phone. Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's just easier. Yeah, right. And you can go. So you're saying you can go on an artist's like Spotify page or whatever, and you can tell pretty quickly whether or not if they have like
if they've got a lot of fake streams, or if
they have 20,000 monthly listeners and only have one song with a bunch of streams and the rest has like the under 1,000 mark. Yeah. That's obvious. That was an obvious one, right? And like if you're somebody like I don't know if I posted it on Instagram, but I had beef with Skinny from the 9. Yeah, right. And he was trying to come at me. What the hell? Did you really? Yeah, I've got like unread messages still from him. Like, hey, got on him. Yeah. What the heck? And he was like beefing me, like saying, "Oh, I got all these streams." Like, well, give it a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna have more than you. You got 60,000 now. He was dropping off and stuff like that. You're beefing with Skinny from the 9. Yeah, only on DMs though, not like on. That's so funny. Yeah. It was all a laugh, because at first I was just... your dad, just so people know, like, he's always just in the back just having a laugh. Like, it's almost like... Yeah. It's hard to believe, isn't it, a little bit like... Yeah, so, and then he was talking about something like, because I was going to get a feature for one of my artists from him, and then he was saying something like, a band, like, 1,000. I can go to somebody that's bigger than you and get it for like $200. Yeah. And I said that to him, like, well, shit, since we couldn't get this deal done, once you email for beats, we can probably make a hit, blah, blah, blah. And then he started having a go at me. I'm like, well, I didn't say anything. I just said, well, 1,000's overpriced. Yeah. Like, you can charge what you want, but in my opinion, that's overpriced for somebody with 60,000. You can charge what you want, but you can also say no. Yeah. That's his price, cool, but you don't want to pay that. Yeah. That's totally fair. You don't have to get butthurt about it. Yeah. So, right, that's cool. So, and then you're like you're diving, like, you're not really thinking about the Australian scene. I am. There's this one artist, Edward Lee. Oh, yeah, he's Adelaide. Yeah. And we're gonna then the next holidays we're gonna drop an EP, just a combined EP, probably 6 songs or something like that. And we've got a plan. We're gonna because you know how big holidays at the end of the year, everybody's at Run the Mall and stuff. We're gonna shoot a couple of videos down there and get attention from in the city. Sick. So then we can be like, oh, who's this? Oh, yeah, right. So build that local support too. Yeah, I think that's important as well. So what about other artists who are like maybe like similar to him? Like, do you know like Lil HT? Yeah, I'll talk to him before. Yeah. And do you know Atkins? Rings a bell, you know.
Right, he's good, man.
Yeah, he rings a bell, I tell you.
He's good. He's from Port Pirie. I always shout him out, but he's my sister's boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
And but he's actually just that lit. So it's like and he's so good, but there's so many unknown artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how much.
That's the main reason why I've continued doing it. It's like, and having like I've had my moments when I'm like, shit, I may as well give up. But then I've just thought to myself, well, I've got lots of other people that are kind of, well, not depending on me, but it's like, we've got plans and we've got to execute them.
That's it. It's a great way to move forward, man, is to have accountability, you know, for other things outside yourself. Because I get those days as well where I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a musician. Am I stupid?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's hard because like, you get so discouraged sometimes. It's like, well, shit, I'm not there yet. But it's, you take the time. Like the baby, I'm pretty sure didn't blow up until he was like 27, 28, you know what I mean? It took him forever. He was at it. I was watching his old stuff, like he was really at it. He was like really out there.
Grinding,
like Young Thug signed his first record deal for like $5,000 and something like that. Like you do what you have to do, no matter how long the road is, it's always going to be there.
That's it. And the ones who don't make it are always the ones who quit. You know what I mean? At the end
Exactly.
of the day. Like if you quit, you're never going to do it.
Every shot you don't take is one you miss.
All right.
So you got to keep going.
So maybe speak on your parents and stuff like that. You know.
So they've always supported me throughout it. No matter how much of a pain I've been, I always wanted to know. I always wanted them to know that they've always supported me. Like I'll always be like in there until what they call ridiculous hours. But for me, it's just like, well, I can be up this time to talk to these people in America.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But yeah, they've always been a big support.
Do you like go to school sometimes? You're like, oh fucking. You're like dazed down and shit because like you're just being up at like 3 a.m. chatting to people in LA.
Something like that, but it's also like I'll have so much other things on my mind, like especially like I was planning my album and stuff. Like I had
a lot on your plate, I suppose, eh?
Yeah, like I had people like my artists talking to record labels. I was talking to a record label, which just actually fucked up a meeting for me. Just planning the album, making sure their promo straight, making sure mine's straight, making sure you know I've got this set up, like all these other things, and then I've also got like 5 assignments to do the same week.
Yeah, what the heck? All this homework and shit on the side as well.
Like they try to say, oh, you know, we've tried to lower the assignment rate. Like we don't care about how many assignments you give us, just don't make them all due in the same week. That's the one. Yeah, that's like a massive talk at our school.
Yeah, right.
Like we don't care how many you give us. Like we still do care. Like shit, if you want to give us none, give us none.
Yeah.
But don't give them all to us to be due.
Where you can't do anything else like on that week.
Yeah.
Because you need like spare time.
Yeah.
Because you're running a business.
And stuff like that. And they say that all for like, you know, like I swear to God, the teachers are even having a bit of a laugh when they were saying, "Oh, he's doing music." But then until they actually started looking me up and stuff, then they were like, "Ah, shit." That's how I see it.
Actually legitimate.
Yeah, because I was getting told in the middle of a science lesson, like 2 people came in the class saying that these teachers are looking me up and like on Google. I'm like, oh right, I'm on Google now. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you haven't Googled yourself or anything like that?
I Googled myself the same day, and then like a week later, I had like a little message interview, and then I had like a whole write up on a site. I'm like, didn't even know this was happening.
That's crazy, man. It's just momentum building.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's just like out of nowhere, everything's happening. So
cool. So you've got plans to do stuff in Adelaide as well, obviously.
Yeah.
As well, and just keep engaging with the local community.
Yeah. I want to end up building something like NSS.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Because I know how much
the NSS merch now.
Yeah, shout out to him. He gave this to me for free last time we were up there.
Who, Nick?
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah, Nick is. Yeah, I really like their work they do down there. They like really help artists and stuff like that. And especially Bianca, like she's really business driven. And like how she like connects with different people. Like she connected with like Volkswagen and stuff like that. All these different labels and gets stuff done. Like even though it's not bragging and posting on Instagram doing it like most of these other people do. Like
she's switched on.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just going low.
Low key getting shit done.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the thing, man. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't have to all be about like followers or like know how much clout you got or this or that. It's just about like just getting shit done. Really, at the end of the day,
as long as this is the thing. I don't really like. It'll be cool and all, but it's like I don't mind if I'm not getting recognised and walking down the street as long as I'm able to work for myself.
Sometimes I reckon it'll be better to not like. When I was younger, like the idea of being super famous was like appealing, but then like I soon realised that a lot of those people they come out and they say, yo, like, I wish I wasn't as famous. Like, so many people say
Yeah.
that, and like, oh, it's crazy living the lifestyle they live in. Like, you know, you can't just go to the cafe without people wanting to bloody talk to you and all this.
Yeah,
and
see,
that.
I'd enjoy that. I'm a people person. I'll talk to whoever I want. Like, I used to be the most antisocial person. I used to freeze up when people come up to talk to me. Now, like, walking through the halls or to say something like, "What's up, mate?" to some random kid I'd never talked to.
Yeah.
Just for a laugh, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Spread the joy.
yeah, just show, like, and then they'll be like, It's like, well, I'm just saying what's up.
Yeah, right.
It's just stuff like that. It's just super easy to do. And it's just, you know what I mean? And just stuff like that, like, if they get talked to by a bunch of random people, like I say, one person a day for the next year, their confidence to talk to other people will be brought up.
Exactly. And so, like, did you, like, suffer with, like, social anxiety and stuff like
It
that?
wasn't really that. It was just like, I could be in all these places. It was just like, no, I was just always nervous talking to people because if I was going to fuck up, if they like me. I used to care too much.
Totally.
I used to care too much what people thought.
I mean, that sounds like a type of sort of social anxiety in a way.
Yeah.
But it's sort of type that everyone experiences, right?
experiences, yeah.
Because I definitely experienced that as well. It's like, oh, you got to say the right thing, or you're scared, like, you know, that if you don't say the right thing, the conversation might go a certain way, or whatever it is, and it's just you're in your own head. And
especially when you're in trouble at school. Like, no matter what you say, you're always in trouble. It's like, I just have to accept that sort of thing.
You're like me at 14.
Yeah.
That's so good. Right.
It's just like that.
But do you think, like, what you've done, and, like, you know, the fact that you've worked hard, you know, the fact that you've, like, you know, like, you're building something for yourself, like, you know, regardless of where it goes, you know, it could go anywhere, but regardless of that, like, you're building something, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're actually making something of yourself at this young age, and you're very entrepreneurial, you know, and you're really grabbing opportunities, and you're learning a lot, you know. Do you think just that itself has helped you come out of your shell more, and, like...
Heaps, especially, like, the first time I picked up the phone to Kirkland, I was like, like, really quiet, blah, blah, blah. Now we're just like, you know, if I was to randomly stumble across him in the street, like, we'd be like, yo, what's good and shit, and just be all loud and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about that sort of stuff anymore. Like, just that phone call alone, and just all them repetitive things every night, just, you know what I mean, just working all the time, probably helped me the most, I guarantee you. Because that's going to benefit me, just, you know, if somebody random comes up to me and asks me a question, you know what I mean, like, I'll actually be able to help answer them and say, you know what I mean?
And do you get, like, who do you see yourself as? Like, if you could, and obviously you're you at the end of the day, you know, you're not trying to be...
I'll be honest, KSI, I was watching an interview with him.
Yeah, he's so good at it.
Yeah, I was watching.
He's funny, man.
He really is. I was
watch his Reddit videos and that.
Yeah.
I just laugh. Or, like, he actually gets me laughing sometimes.
Yeah, and it's just like he's one of the people that inspire me because he's always chased his dreams. He was a kid playing FIFA, is all he says, and look at where he is now. You know what I mean? And
he beat Logan Paul.
I
was so happy about that. Like.
Yeah, I paid for the fight. Yeah. I also paid for the Jake Paul and Anson Gibb, and in the middle of school watched Anson Gibb get TK. I'm like, right, okay, that was worth it $15, and I was like, but yeah, it's just I was watching an interview and he said like his friend had like 20k worth of listeners sitting next to him and he's like, oh, where do you see yourself in 10 years? No, 5 years. He said, like 40 mil monthly listeners, and then his friend goes, jeez, and then he's just like, well, what happens if I don't hit it? I'm 10-20 mil short, calm, still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, he's satisfied with where he is. He's just not 100% satisfied. Like,
he wants to keep evolving.
Yeah, I want to keep going. Like, I'm not done. I'm still going. I'm just trying to do all these other things like he's trying to do. Like, he started off FIFA. Now he's doing music, boxing, you name it.
Yeah. So his YouTubing stuff. He's got all the multiple accounts.
Yeah.
Who did he just overtake? Who's the?
He overtook
on his second account.
He overtook pretty much everybody else on the Sidemen. I'm pretty sure he overtook the Sidemen channels. I think he overtook Rice Gum as well. Like, he's overtaken so many people on his second channel.
I think he overtook Rice Gum on his second channel.
Yeah.
But what I like about him is it feels like he's humble.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like he's not as like up himself and stuff.
Yeah.
As like Logan Paul and stuff like that. Like, whereas I still think Logan Paul's good now, and he's like great in what he does.
After the fight, I feel like after the fight with KSI, I think
he talked so much shit though, didn't he? It humbled him, mate.
It humbled him, like, oh shit, I hate all that.
Yeah. You can't go talking all that smack and then not back it up.
Literally the other day I went to his channel and watched one of his videos and I was like, oh, he's actually good now.
Yeah, his podcasts and stuff, every now and then I'll like tap into the podcast he does, and he's matured a lot more. Like, even KSI's fans, they don't mind Logan now.
Yeah,
they still hate Jay.
That's right, everyone's gonna hate Jay. There's no reason not to.
Nice, bro. Alright, bro, well, I reckon we can wrap it up, but maybe before we do that, just plug yourself and just
For sure.
like just say like talk your shit and
yeah, for sure. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, all socials at ProdByO. Our album October 12th, depending on when this comes out, it might already be out. So go stream the hell out of it. Go share on your stories, tag me, DM me. So yeah, let's work.
Liddy, that's Love Gang, bro. That's how we do it. Thank you so much.
No worries.
ProdByO, go check him out. Screen that
Appreciate
shit,
it.
run them numbers. Thanks for coming on, bro.
No worries.
Appreciate you. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Down from the top, no they can't stand us. I think that I am a star, you see the cameras. How about you come with me, baby? I'm whipping in a phone, you can hop in my new Mercedes. Lately they been talking about me, but